Welcome to the 80s versus 90s podcast, where we react and review everything from the 80s and 90s.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 80s versus 90s podcast. This is Jesse, I'm here with Jason, and we're going to play a little trivia game for 80s versus 90s. For Christmas, I got this guy, Hella 90s trivia game for my wife, and inside it had a really cool idea to do like a decade challenge. So got the 80s here, and Jason's going to ask me questions from the 80s, and I'm going to ask him questions from the 90s, and we'll see who knows more about the other decade.
Yeah, I'm excited for this because I just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we did a test run with 80s questions for me, and I did real bad. So
I don't think I'm going to do great on the 90s, even though I was alive during that decade. I don't know that I watched a lot of the same stuff or knew some of the same pop culture that you do, because you introduce me to stuff all the time. So,
well, same. I was not alive during most of the 80s, though. So I was 88, born in 88. Turning 32 this year, in case anyone has any gift ideas for me. Okay, so I'll start by asking you one of these questions.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. First question. In the 90s, what phrase would accompany this dismissive gesture? So I'll show you guys here on this video. If you're just hearing the audio, I apologize, but that is the gesture.
Talk to the hand.
Boom. Talk to the hand.
Yes.
That is correct. That is the textbook answer. However, what is the phrase that would come after that?
Well, the phrase that came after that.
Talk to the hand because...
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, what was that? Talk to the hand because something ain't listening, or I don't remember.
There are a couple. The main one I'm looking for
is
you don't deserve a face.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Talk to the hand because you don't deserve a face.
Okay. See? I'm going to do bad at these.
Boom. Okay, so...
I'm going to start using that, by the way.
Yeah. Bring it back.
All right. My first question is multiple choice about ice cream cakes, a company called Carvel.
Okay.
Which you've seen those in the grocery store still?
I have,
okay.
yeah.
Which one of the following was not a Carvel ice cream cake? Which one of
dear.
the following flavors? These are awesome. Dumpy the Pumpkin,
Oh, no.
Cookie Puss, Fudge the Whale, or Patty O Mint.
All of these are terrible. All of them should be not a real thing.
Do you need me to go over them again?
I'm going to go with the pumpkin one. I feel like
Dumpy the Pumpkin is your final answer.
Yeah.
No, that was a real flavor. It was actually Patty O Mint, was not a real flavor.
That was the most pleasing sounding of all of them. Dumpy. Who wants a dumpy ice cream cake?
I don't know.
That's rough. Okay, so there's 0-0 right now.
Yes, yes.
How about this? What links these three things together?
Okay.
Basement, Party Time, and Garth.
That would be this movie over here. Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
I loved Wayne's World.
It's a fantastic movie.
I do. It changed Bohemian Rhapsody for me.
So you got one right.
So
you
I
want to
get
put it in your...
take that? Yep. All right.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. The second one actually was one of my favorites when they were trying to put on that rock concert.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a big influence on me when I was like 13 years old, and I wanted to like put on concerts. So
Yeah, and I wonder if I, going into the 90s, cared about that more because, you know, the Saturday Night Live sketches where
true.
it started. Like, I grew up on Saturday Night Live during that time. You know, that was my thing. So
very true.
All right. Who does this forehead belong to?
Oh my gosh.
For those of you...
Oh no. I have no idea.
All right, the answer to that was the Russian president during the 80s, Mikhail Gorbachev.
That's amazing.
So if you look back at any, this isn't not right. If you look back at any of sketches or anything or any actors who played him, that was obviously the more prominent thing.
All right. 0 for 2 right now. Okay, which one of the following was not an MP3 player? The Microsoft Zune, the Apple iPod, the Dell DJ, or the Sony Fly?
Okay, I know the iPod and the Microsoft one were. So it was I'm gonna say the Dell DJ.
It was the Sony Fly.
I figured Sony would come up with something like that, but
They both sound like
Yeah.
fake things. So.
yeah, yeah, that was interesting. Okay, I love this. What links these three clues together? I think you'll get this one. Covered wagon, dysentery,
Oregon Trail.
yeah, and video game. I just had to ask that one just because it's just my favorite thing in the world to
It's
see
awesome.
you died from dysentery. Just the whole thing.
I love when your oxen died while
Yeah.
fording the river. It's like, what is fording the river?
Right.
Yeah.
That was a great game. Hey, there you go.
Oh,
You
hey,
got one.
I got one.
It's 1-1.
Also, the Oregon Trail had a newer game that came out in like the 90s where you could go around and pick your players that you wanted to come with you and like interview them. So you could like go into like the general store and be like, who wants to go with me to the Oregon Trail? I want you and you and you.
But
like,
not you.
exactly. You had to leave some people there. But I remember it was randomized. So sometimes the people I would want to come with me weren't on the game the next time because it
That's
was
funny.
random. And I was
That's
like,
funny.
well. Anyway, so let's play Spot the Poser. What store would you not find in a mall during the 90s? Claire's, Hollister, Contempo Casuals, Structure.
The only one I don't think I've heard of is the Contempo Casuals. But I'm wrong, obviously.
I'm not giving anything away.
Oh, that's my answer.
Okay, it was actually Hollister.
Oh, because that was later on?
Yeah, 2000s is when it came out. Or
Okay.
2000.
I don't know what Contempo Casuals are.
Yeah, I never shopped there. I was more of a
I've heard
Bugle
of
Boy kid
Structure and
myself.
Bugle Boy. I forgot about Bugle Boys. That is awesome. This is a sports question, just because we're sports fans. It's the number of Super Bowls the 49ers, your arch rivals, won in the 80s.
In the 80s? 3?
Yes, very good.
Wow. All right.
I had to ask that because Jesse is a Seahawks fan for life. and
Huge. Yeah, go Hawks.
Rivals of the 49ers. I had to ask that question.
And this will, I don't know if you're watching this pre or post Super Bowl, but I just go Chiefs. Go Chiefs. What links these clues together? Gordon Bombay, Goldberg, Flying V.
Gordon Bombay, Goldberg, and the Flying V. That has to be. Is that wrestling? Some wrestling? Because Goldberg and the Flying V. At first, I was thinking Flying J gas stations, but Goldberg was a wrestler in the
Okay.
90s.
Yeah,
And the Flying V sounds like a wrestling move.
that's true. It does kind of sound like
So
that.
that's my guess. I don't know.
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, the Flying V. I should have known that. I totally forgot the other names, but
For sure,
The
yeah.
Flying V. Duh.
Yeah, they got in that formation. Goldberg, the goalie. Gordon Bombay, the fantastic.
How many
but
times
drunk
have you seen
coach.
that movie? A lot?
Oh man, when I was a kid, probably once a week for
See, yeah.
the entirety of my childhood.
Since I was a little older then, I definitely saw the Mighty Ducks, but I don't think I went back and rewatched it.
That's fair. I mean, for me as a kid, it was kind of like, although I did like D2 better,
Yeah.
didn't like D3 at all because they in the beginning they're
don't
kind of
know
like
if I ever saw
ragtag
3.
kids, ragtag kids who form a team. That's great. Next one, they're competing as Team USA, but then they go from international competition as Team USA to being like the junior varsity team. And I was like, D3 is like, who are these varsity kids that are so good that Team USA can't even beat them? I don't know. I didn't really like the third one.
I've never seen the third one,
Don't. It's not worth it.
and maybe that's what I heard, and that's why I didn't see it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, according to the end of every G.I. Joe episode,
Oh, no.
what is half the battle?
Oh,
This
no.
is one of my favorite sayings ever.
Oh, my gosh. I should know this.
Should.
I watched G.I. Joe. I was more of a Captain Planet kid, but
Every episode,
Joe.
even the movies, they use this line.
knowing
Yes.
is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. Very good. I'm impressed you pulled that out.
It was the last second. That was a buzzer
You are
beater.
killing me, by the way.
Wow. There we go. Which we were discussing earlier. If I get the win, does the 90s get the win or does the 80s? Because I got all the 80s questions.
Yeah, I think that you just get the win, and then we have to decide which ones were better, maybe.
There we go. We're making it up as we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Link these three clues together: Bayul, Yamaguchi, Lipinski.
Those were Oksana Bayul. See, those were figure skaters.
Yes.
Tara Lipinski. And what was the other one? That was
Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi. Was that Christine?
Christy Yamaguchi.
Christy Yamaguchi, yeah.
Yep.
I do remember. I watched the Olympics.
Yeah.
Where-
Was that the 98?
Probably.
98 Olympics? 90s?
Definitely remember it because Tara Lipinski now is one of the commentators
Oh, really?
during the Olympics. She
Wow.
did last time, did all the figure skating and stuff.
I remember as a kid, I had my dad bought me like a karaoke, or technically it was a surround sound system that he said was for me, but it was in the living room, and I was like, that's genius. I need to do that with my kids one day. But yeah, I had like a little tape recorder in it, so I would record things, and the Olympics was on, so I was just like talking about, Oksana Bayul with my little
That's-
recorder thing.
Awesome. Okay, what links these three clues together? Orko,
Oh no.
Ram Man, and Trapjaw.
Zero clue. I have no idea.
So it's the cartoon He-Man and the Masters.
He-Man, okay.
So yeah, they were. I mean, Orko was that little dude, and yeah, it just you just have to know the. Orko would be the one that would give that away to most people who would know that show.
Gotcha.
I mean, I forgot about Ram Man and Trapjaw until I read this, but yeah.
I had zero thoughts.
He-Man was, besides G.I. Joe and Transformers, it was He-Man was, that's what every
I like his
every
haircut.
kid. Yeah,
His haircut needs to come back.
his haircut does need to come back.
I also like the Hulk Hogan bald on top and long in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That was that needs to come back. Okay, so I chose this question because yesterday I was looking up a bunch of, I don't even know why, on eBay I was looking up a bunch of Pizza Hut promotional like stuff like name tags and
Yeah.
hats from the 90s and
Yeah.
80s. Those red cups.
Yeah.
People sell them.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what innovation did Pizza Hut introduce in 1995 that begged you to eat your pizza backwards and subsequently increased business by 37%?
I mean, okay, let me think about this. My first gut was when they stuffed the crust with cheese, but then, was that later?
95.
Okay, I'm gonna say they stuffed the crust with cheese.
Yep, stuffed crust,
Stuffed crust.
which STUFT.
Oh, I get that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I remember, and it was probably the '80s when they got into flavoring the crust, and you could pick I know Hungry Howie's for us was it, and you could add 5 different things to the crust
Man.
itself. It made the crust so much better.
Pizza Hut was my favorite, then Little Caesars, then Domino's. That was my 3
Yeah.
pizza places in the 90s that I loved. But
Yeah, we loved Michigan. There was, I think maybe that's where. Well, there's a lot of the pizza places headquarters are up there, like Domino's.
Really?
Like Domino Farms is awesome.
that's right. You're telling me it's like
Yeah.
Detroit style pizza is like a thing, like
Yeah,
Jets
yeah.
Pizza is like
There's-
Detroit
Yeah,
style.
there's a bunch of pizza places. Like Little Caesars and Domino's were both headquarters are up there. Isn't that
Wow.
weird?
That's awesome.
All right, this is a great multiple choice question again. Which one of the following is not a Care Bear?
Oh no.
Share Bear, Sunshine Bear, Cheer Bear, or Grumpy Bear?
Cheer Bear.
No, it's Sunshine Bear.
That was like the only one that sounded familiar to me.
Yeah, I remember Share Bear because they wanted you to really it was express your feelings and stuff and don't keep your feelings hidden and
Wow.
stuff. So I remember, anyway, there you go.
There it is.
There it is, the Care Bears.
Which there's a lot of Pizza Hut Care Bear promotional stuff too.
That's interesting.
Anyway, what does this mean?
Can I say it one more time? Okay, so this,
Yeah.
for me, it meant one of two things. We used to play that paper football and you're kicking a field goal through it.
Okay.
Or it's, I guess, a W for the win. I don't know. I'm going to go with W for the win. I don't know.
It's a W for sure, but it means whatever.
Whatever. So you did that to people and said, what? Instead of saying it, you did that? See, I didn't know that.
Yep. Whatever.
Whatever.
As if.
That's funny.
These old like slang terms are just so ridiculous.
All right. What television sitcom was a spin-off of The Cosby Show?
Was it with Theo? Was he the guy in it?
No.
I don't remember who it would have
It
been.
was with, I'll give you a clue, it was with Vanessa.
Oh no, I have no idea.
It was popular for a while too. It's called A Different World.
Huh?
Do
Okay.
you remember the name of it?
Don't.
They went off
doesn't
to
ring a
like
bell.
college and stuff, and it was popular for quite a while.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's
There you
that. Spot the poser. Which one of the following was not a member of the original 92 U.S. Olympic Dream Team? Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley.
You said the original Dream Team.
92.
So, being a diehard basketball fan, this is easy for me. And it's Shaquille O'Neal.
Correct.
And I mean, I love one of my favorite things. It was an old video game. And I don't remember. I think I played it on a PC, and you could be the Dream Team. And my favorite thing to do is always play against Angola. And I don't know why, but I think because they were rated the lowest of the countries you could play. Literally, you would win like 110-4.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love those old video game matchups where they're just absolutely unfair
Yep.
if you choose one player. Now they've got like the ratings where it's like things even out, but
Yeah.
back then it was kind of if you chose this one player, you were winning.
Right? Yeah, player 23.
Yeah.
Because Michael Jordan, you weren't allowed to use his name. You just
Yeah.
player 23.
Generic.
Okay, what energy drink was introduced in 1985 and targeted at students and young professionals with double the caffeine and all the sugar?
Jolt.
Yes, you got that. Jolt was, I just remember I would have been like an 8th grader.
Yeah.
Like that was, if you could get Jolt, if you could get your parents to get you Jolt, you were the man.
You need an ID or something to
You
get.
did, seriously. I mean, that was the thing.
I had Jolt. They still made Jolt for a long time. I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if they still make
I don't
it.
know if
But
they make it anymore either.
I think I was a freshman in college the last time I remember having Jolt. And I remember it being it was a Jolt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, here's another drink. A drink
right.
one for you. What lava lamp looking fruit drink hit shelves in 97 and quickly disappeared due to poor sales?
Oh, in 97?
1997.
I vaguely remember what it looks like, but I don't remember the name. It was lava. Was it called something like Fruitopia or?
Fruitopia was a drink that disappeared as well, but not this one.
I don't know. What is it?
Orbits.
Orbits. I would have never got that, but I do remember it.
Yep. And on their Orbits thing, they have orbits.com or whatever, which links to the
Oh, the travel?
thing now.
That's great.
So super weird.
That's awesome. Oh, I love these questions. Which one of these was not an actual breakfast cereal from the 80s? Mr. T cereal, powdered donuts with a Z cereal, banana splits, or C3POs?
Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna say powdered donuts.
The answer is banana splits.
Okay, it was between those two for me because
Yeah.
I remember Mr. T.
Mr. T and C3POs are my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I wish I had a box of that. I need to go see if there's boxes for sale, empty boxes.
Yeah. Oh, they
I would love that.
had a Star Wars pizza box on eBay for sale. Had been used, and it was like $15, and it was like an old Star Wars promotional box.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, "There's a grease stain in this."
Yeah.
This is anyway. So here's a music one,
Okay.
and it has a double or nothing
Okay.
on the
Okay.
back of it. So, what was Britney Spears' debut hit album?
The name of the album? Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. I mean, I know some of her song names.
It is not "Email My Heart," by the way. That is not that's a deep track.
I've never heard of Email My Heart, so there you go.
I'll play it for you after this. It's great.
I mean, I can see the cover of her sitting or kneeling or however she was kind of sitting
Yeah, that weird
pose.
position.
And I know, did that have Hit Me Baby One More Time on it? So I don't know. That's my answer right there. I don't know the
I'll give it to you. Baby One More Time.
Baby One More Time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, fun fact, Hit Me is Call Me in the UK. And it was originally supposed to be for a UK artist that didn't want to pick it up. So Britney Spears
cool.
got it, and they kept Hit
They
Me.
just kept it instead of Call Me Baby One More Time.
Yeah. And so, Double or Nothing, you want to go with it?
Yeah.
Or do you,
No,
okay.
I'm going.
What was her second album?
Ooh. Is that all I know about that one is maybe Oops, I Did It Again, but
You're a Britney Spears fan. You got 2 points for Britney Spears.
I don't know if I'm proud of that or I don't know. Okay. My wife was a fan. I'll just use that as an excuse. How's that?
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
I was married in 95, so
There you go. Yeah,
I can blame her.
sure.
Sure. All right. Which bubblegum brand touted its non-stick gum as having big bubbles and no troubles?
Big bubbles, no troubles. That needs to be like my Instagram bio. It Bubblicious? No idea.
No, it's a different brand, but it's close. It was Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba. Okay.
Yeah, Hubba
Big
Bubba.
bubbles, no troubles.
Hubba Bubba was it. Bubblicious was good too, but like you, as an '80s kid, you wanted Hubba Bubba.
Okay.
If either that or the Little Bazooka Joe, but
Yeah, Bubblicious was definitely my go-to in the 90s. Or Bubble Tape.
yeah,
That
Bubble
was-
Tape.
yeah.
What about Big League Chew? We loved Big League Chew.
I wasn't a huge fan. It was kind of like the texture is a little weird to me, but
yeah,
you know.
I can see that.
okay, this is gonna be a hard one. The only reason I picked it is I would know it,
Okay.
but spelling bee.
Oh no.
We'll give you 2 tries. Macaulay Culkin.
So first and last name.
Yeah.
So Macaulay is MCAULY. Am I close?
You can just finish out the name.
McCulkin, isn't it? It's weird.
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin. I don't even Macaulay Culkin. So isn't it K? Does it start with a K?
I can't tell you have 2
KUL.
attempts.
I don't know.
Okay, no, that's
C.
wrong. Okay, so you can just start over again. That's 1 attempt. Macaulay.
I'm still going with MAC. I'm thinking, looking at the name now, Macaulay.
Are you looking over at
I'm
the
no.
shelf?
We have
with
a Home Alone over here somewhere. No, I don't actually. Do we have a Home Alone? I don't think we do. Macaulay, MACAULY, K. No, C. I'm sorry, Macaulay, CULKEN.
Very close. Macaulay has an AY at the end. So MACAULAY.
AY.
And then Culkin is CULKIN.
I said EN. Okay, that's a tough one.
That is a really hard one unless you stared at the title screen
Yeah.
and the
I don't think we have
VHS
it. Yeah.
front.
It's funny that we're looking over there because we do have a lot of VHS here. So
Yeah, there's a shelf
we're a
of
VHS people. All right, what links these 3 clues together? John, Odie, lasagna.
Garfield.
Very good. I asked this one because I loved Garfield comic books. I loved the cartoons were great
Yeah.
too, but the little Garfield they were like a longer angle and you
Yeah.
would flip through. I just loved those as
I
a
forgot
child.
about those. Yeah, I love them.
I wish I still had all of them. I'm sure my mom
I bet
sold them at garage
Goodwill.
sale.
Bet you could find some at
That's
Goodwill.
true.
I feel like Calvin and Hobbes, I always find at Goodwill. Dilbert, like Dilbert
Dilbert,
Comics, they have
yeah.
like a couple of those. But yeah, those are good. And I was actually talking with Kendall yesterday about Garfield because when I would get up for school, my dad would leave for work around 6:30, so I'd get up at 6, eat Raisin Bran with him in the morning, and then Garfield came on before I would go to school. So I would just watch Garfield sometimes in the morning if I wasn't playing Nintendo 64.
That's cool. Well, Garfield, I will say, did one thing for me. I was one of those kids who was very picky eater. Now I'll eat anything. And I ate lasagna because of Garfield.
Look at
Like
that.
my mom was like, you should try lasagna. You'll like it. And I was like, oh, Garfield eats it. That's all he wants. I'll try it.
Popeye did that with spinach for me, but I hated spinach.
Yeah,
so
no, I
was
still
like,
don't like spinach.
All right. What was the line of miniature skateboards for your fingers called?
Tech Deck.
Boom.
I do know that because that must have gone into the early 2000s.
It did.
So I had a son. My oldest son was born in 2000.
Okay.
And I remember when he was 5 or 6, he liked Tech Decks.
Yeah, they kind of went all the way to like the mid, like 2006, 2007. I still remember
Yeah.
Tech Decks being around. In fact, there's a kid in my freshman year of college. He would play with Tech Decks all the time. It's like, dude,
You could do some tricks with them if you're good enough.
Dylan can.
I could never figure it out.
I couldn't either.
All right. What television show is this? And then I'm going to go up here.
Okay. I have two thoughts. The mustache makes me think Magnum PI, but those islands. Or I have three thoughts. We'll just say I'm wrong. But Magnum PI, Hawaii, was it 5-0 or something? And then Fantasy Island was the third one. But
I will say nothing. I'll just let you guess which one.
man, I'm just gonna go with Magnum PI because of the mustache.
It is Magnum PI.
Okay.
So Magnum PI did take place on Hawaii.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And fun fact about why I loved Magnum PI is he wore a Tigers hat, and I'm from Detroit. Tom Selleck always wore a Tigers hat. I am going to ask a bonus question, even though there isn't, because I like the question on the back of this card too, so it's an extra question. It says, if you saw, which I'll show you this picture, if you saw this while watching something on your VCR, what button would you use to adjust it? Let me just show everyone up there. And if you saw this image on your VCR.
Okay. Well, tracking?
Yeah, it was called the tracking, and you had to like scroll it back and forth to get the little lines to go.
That's so funny. Okay.
You get that one because you got Magnum PI.
Yeah. That because whenever I saw that when I lived in the Philippines, we had like this ghetto VCR, and I guess it was just like a local manufacturer made it, which is pretty impressive. But I'd take the top off and I'd clean the heads with like rubbing alcohol and stuff, and I probably could have just pressed a button, but didn't know.
Yep, there was tracking.
Alrighty, what links these three clues together? AJ, Howie, Nick.
Oh, AJ, Howie, and Nick. They were wait, which ones were they? Wait a second. Okay. They were the Backstreet Boys.
Nice.
I had to figure out which ones they were.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at that. We've got a 90s music, pop music fan.
I like the 90s pop music. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. Huge Britney fan. Biggest Britney fan I know.
We didn't plan any of these questions in order. I actually shuffled mine before, but I have a music question for you.
Nice.
What German R&B duo sang the hit songs Blame It on the Rain and Girl You Know It's True?
German?
Blame It on the Rain and Girl You Know It's True.
I have no idea.
The answer, actually, it's a funny answer because it's actually a wrong answer, but it is a right answer. The answer is Milli Vanilli.
Okay.
And you remember they were the ones who got in trouble that they
lip syncing.
It wasn't really them singing.
Yeah.
But they won Grammys. I mean, they were huge. Milli Vanilli.
Look at that.
Yep.
All right, this is my last one. Link these three clues together. Grunge, Supersonics, Starbucks.
I know why you picked this one too. It's actually one of my favorite cities in the country. It's just Seattle. And I definitely was a little bit of a grunge fan. I guess you could, I did like Nirvana, but they got me into some of that stuff. So was Pearl Jam considered grunge?
Yeah, Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam fan.
Yeah. Black Hole Sun, the song, not the... But yeah, all those groups were from
Yeah,
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden. Yeah. Yeah, I like them. All right. I think this is a great one to end with. The first commercial mobile phone was introduced by Motorola in 1983. It took 10 hours to charge and provided 30 minutes of talk time.
Unbelievable.
How much would you have to pay to score one of these
Oh my gosh.
back in 1983?
Oh my gosh.
I don't expect you to get it, but this is a great question.
Let's do, I'll say 15,000.
No, but it is a lot, not that much. I wouldn't have guessed as much. Like if you asked me this question, I probably would have said 1,000, but it's $3,955. So basically $4,000.
Gotcha. Much more affordable than I thought.
Yeah. Like that's amazing for one thing, because what would that, equate to nowadays? If it's 4,000, it probably would be 15,000 nowadays in a way. I love that 10 hours to charge and 30 minutes of talk time.
Yeah. That seems like a very expensive item to have for 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's enough payphones around where if you needed somebody,
right,
just stop and there's probably a payphone within a block or two.
And as we learned yesterday when we were doing some sample questions, in 1983, a payphone would have only been a dime. Which it didn't switch till a quarter until 85, I think was what the question said. But
even at a quarter, imagine how many times you could call somebody.
Much money you could save.
Yeah, well,
that is amazing. So how many did you get here?
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I got 8.
Boom.
A little over half.
A little
of them.
comeback there.
Yeah, I had to come. I started rough.
Yeah, that was
a little bit of a comeback. I mean, I had the advantage of living in the 90s, so.
Well, yeah. I lived in the 90s too. No,
but
yeah, the 80s was hard for me because I think there's some things that carried over, but not everything that happened in the 80s became like pop culture or stayed popular. And I think the same thing with every decade. I feel like some things carry over that are big, like E.T. Watched E.T. like Pac-Man, huge fan. But some of those like Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
I remember the fact that they got caught lip syncing.
Right.
But I couldn't even tell you what their song sounded like.
Right. I think the best part about that is there's a recording of their actual voices, and it's bad.
Oh, man. That's sad.
They just had, they were good rhythm dancers together as far as that goes, and they had the look and everything with their dreads, and being German was a little bit different. And anyway.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we had talked about winning and whatever that means, but to me, I felt like the two games were equal. And I know that's kind of a lame answer, but I liked all the questions. And look, we need to do more of these. And,
sure.
And maybe what we need to do next time is I'll bring a friend in, you bring a friend in, and do it too, and ask them the questions.
That'd be fun. Yeah, we'll definitely do more, especially since there's so many questions in there. I feel like we could do a couple more rounds of these questions and but yeah, I agree. I feel like they're equal in terms of like the depth of how far into pop culture they go and just kind of the funny things they bring out. So yeah.
It'd be fun to play with your own peers because of just the memories. It's just good memories. So
yeah,
very cool.
It was very fun.
Yes.
Congratulations on the personal victory.
Thank you.
As far as decades, we'll let the people decide.
That's right.
But thank you for tuning in. And if you have any suggestions or other games like this that are 80s versus 90s, let us know. We'd love to play them. And if you're in Franklin, come check out the arcade and play with us. Bye.